Okay, so we're going to explore the house now. Explore. I decided it was a good idea to wander around the house. I never really explored it much as a child, so there were bound to be new surprises. Welp, come on feet, let's go on an adventure. MC talks like me. Except for talking to my feet, not that part. I stood and exited my room, hoping the boys were still asleep. I began to wander the halls on end of the house, opening each door to find blah 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 blah. So many each. Okay. Opening each door to find what room each door led to. It's worded so strangely. Either that or I'm just like dyslexic. Quickly, I found an old office. A desk and a chair sat by the far side as a large bookshelf of documents and memorabilia donned its nooks and crannies. There were a couple of pictures of me growing up peeking from the shelf as I walked further into the room. It's probably like your grandpa's study. I don't believe I've been in here before. I tried to recall memories of ever seeing this room, coming up with nothing as a result. This room was new to me. Did I want to disturb the furniture? I'm curious. I gently opened the shelves and any drawers. You don't open the shelves. I gently opened the shelves and any drawers I saw in the room. In a couple of them were books and even sewing kits. I assumed they were used for my grandfather's toys, so I left them alone. One drawer, however, was locked, no matter how many times I pulled. Grr, come on, open! Just gonna break it. Nothing. It would not budge. The drawer beside it, though, did, revealing a laptop. Why is there a laptop in a drawer? Because your grandfather was organized. I lifted it from the drawer and carried it over to the desk and chair, opening it. It was a high-tech laptop with a retina scanner as a pass lock. Mine definitely does not have that. I was not sure whether or not to try to unlock it or not. Obviously, we're gonna try, because we're ninjas / Mission Impossible spies. Try. I decided to try. I turned on the computer and leaned my face near the retina scanner, lining the camera up with my eye. To my surprise, I'm not surprised. To my surprise, I heard a ping come from the computer before the screen opened to a desktop. Huh, look at that. Your grandfather has thought of everything. He somehow, even got your retina into the computer data. On the desktop were documents and folders labeled with different aspects of the Anderson Company. Taxes, profits, bylaws, products. The list went on and on. If I really did want to become CEO, I thought we had no choice. Of the Anderson Toys Company, I had everything about it at my fingertips. Dad would sure be impressed. One icon, however, stood out from the rest. Vorego? I double-clicked the icon, but no window came up. Instead, I heard a large click come from the drawer that was locked. What the? I slowly left my seat and walked over to the drawer, attempting to open it again. It slid open smoothly in the direction of my pulling hand, revealing two books. One was a plain black journal with a tie to keep it closed, and the other was bound in leather with cryptic symbols all over the cover. It's magic spells. I took out the journal and skimmed through it, seeing my grandfather's notes. They were all detailed explanations and opinions on his findings on demon magic. He really did know about magic. I sat down at the desk and read through the journal further, finding drawings and sketches of symbols and magic circles, each with their own different meanings and effects. It was all fascinating. There was even a page of its important spells to know. I read through them, trying to memorize them into my mind. I don't know what came over me, but I started to feel more energetic and more powerful simply reading my grandfather's notes. I was suddenly aware of the energy that surrounded my body and the power that was around the house. She just became super enlightened. The more I read, the more powerful I became. I wish I gained superpowers from reading. However, my mind suddenly froze and I found myself walking back to the drawer, putting the book back and closing the drawer. The lock reset and I snapped out of it. Oh man, that's so spooky. I'm getting spooked. I'm sitting by myself right now. I don't like it. Huh? What? I shook my head and looked at the drawer, realizing what I had done. I walked over to the desk to reopen the lock, but suddenly felt the need to stop. There's ghosts! There's ghosts! It's your grandpa's ghost! Something held me back and didn't want me to pry any more than I already had. But I'm a secret agent! I was curious beyond belief, but I obeyed my thoughts for now. Eventually, I would come back and look into it. I returned to bed, feeling the weight of the morning drag me under the covers to try sleeping again. I had energy, but I wanted more sleep. It was Sunday, and nothing was happening today. Come on, eyes, go back to sleep. The squirrel likes talking to her body parts, like, come on, feet, let's go adventure. Come on, eyes, let's go sleep. I shut my eyes and tried to slow my breathing. I looked at my phone to check the time once again. It was noon, yet it felt like I had slept for much longer. Why is time going so slowly? I sighed, got changed into normal clothes, and then went out to the main hall and sat on the stairs. Sundays were very boring. However, the muffled sounds of battle caught my attention. Huh? I quickly went out to the backyard in response to the noise I had heard. Oh, hello! In the yard were all 5 of the boys practicing fighting. Sounds so cute. It's like, hey guys, let's practice fighting. Like it's like one of those games that you play when you're a kid. Sam was in the middle with the other 4 surrounding him, throwing punches and kicks at him. You'd think that a demon fight would be somewhat more flashy than punches and kicks. Like maybe some like Hadokens or something. Sam, being the strongest of the bunch, blocked and dodged each almost masterfully. Don't disturb them. Or, hey, listen. I think we'll just watch. I just watched. The boys were very much in their own world, focusing on the training they were all in. It was better not to disturb them. I checked the time and decided to head inside to the kitchen. I was getting hungry, and I'm sure the boys would need to eat soon, so lunch was a must. Might as well make lunch today. It's been a while since I cooked. Lunch wasn't particularly hard. I decided to make... now I really, really want pizza. I'm so hungry now. I want to make pizza. Pizza is always good, no matter what time of day it is. Do we have any? Make it from scratch, MC. Luckily, we had some pizza in the freezer to heat up. MC, that doesn't count as cooking. Pizza Mores, baked with love pizza. Had all the makings of pizza types, including pepperoni, sausage, mushrooms, and extra cheese. Just top it, bake it, and serve. I'd have to get more later. What? Get more what? Oh, buy some more, because she likes it so much. I placed the food in the dining room. However, none of the boys were there by the time I brought the final dish out. It makes it sound like it's like this grandiose, like gourmet meal. I carried that dish to the main lobby, catching the boys separating into different rooms of the house. Part of me wanted to go to one in particular. Oh, so that means like we chose our route already then? The other part of me wanted to just leave them be and take the food in my hand to my room and eat. Maybe I could go out today while the boys focus on training. Go to your room and eat, or find one of the incubi. Of course, we're gonna go find one of them, because this is our reverse harem and we are playing an Otome game. I quickly rushed back and grabbed a second food dish before hunting down one of the boys. I just realized it's really quiet. The game is making like no sound. I feel so weird. I'm just talking to myself. I looked down each hall, trying to find one of the incubi wandering so I wouldn't have to go through each individual room finding them. I pursed my lips in irritation. Where the heck are they? Where are you? I sighed, knowing that I'd have to search for them in each room. Or you could just call and be like, anybody there? I quickly turned and headed back to the dining room one last time. When I arrived, I gasped. Matthew was crouched near the kitchen doorway, peering into it as if a rat had gotten loose in the pantry, and he was the stalking exterminator. Matthew?
Shh!
Oh, nah. That was so, harsh in my ears. I quickly shut my mouth and pressed my lips together in silence, confused but fearful as to why I had to be quiet. I tiptoed to Matthew, who was crouching by the entrance to the kitchen, his gaze and head moved across the side of the kitchen, still trying to find whatever he was looking for.
He's in there.
Who's in there? What? Matthew's face was seriously fearful and intense. Who was freaking him out this much? My mind, however, instantly pinned the person down in my conclusion. Malix. I feel like if Malix was here, you'd be hearing some insane cackle laughter. Malix, why did he come back and why was he in my kitchen? I started to freak out, remembering the fear I felt the first time we'd met. However, I wasn't sure. Where were the others if it was Malix?
I lost sight of him, but I quickly found him and cornered him in there. I know he's in there.
It's definitely not Malix. Who's in there?
That fluffy killer thing.
Fluffy killer thing. Fluffy killer thing. I bit my lip, suppressing a laugh. Once I swallowed my laughter down, I let out a sigh. You mean your cute bunny doll?
Yeah, that thing. Wait, it's not cute!
It's a bit murderous looking, actually. Matthew instantly regretted not whispering, covered his mouth. I could not help but giggle. What's he doing in the kitchen? Matthew turned to me with an expression of utmost seriousness. Something told me that what he said would be cute and funny, but I decided to bite my tongue gently to not laugh no matter what.
I don't know.
I failed to keep hold of myself and started to giggle again. The thought of a doll doing anything but sitting there made me giggle. Matthew tried to hush me, waving his arms frantically to keep me quiet. Matthew! Simon's a doll! It can't do anything. Simon. His name is Simon.
You named him?
Named him Simon. Of course, Simon Tabby. Oh my god, he's got a last name. Cute, isn't it? Matthew let out some sort of defeated whine before turning back to the kitchen, trying to find Simon from where he was. I placed our food on the table and looked as well. So, what's your plan of attack?
Well, I plan to make my way through the kitchen as quietly as I can, and hopefully not get stabbed.
Yeah, didn't he have a gun? I mean, a gun. What am I thinking? A knife? The little, weird doll that he made, in the very first part of the game. I swear it had, a little mini knife. But is it, alive? Sounds simple. Matthew nodded in agreement before finally moving from his spot and tiptoeing into the kitchen. I stood there, unsure of whether or not I should follow suit. Just, bye, Matthew. Get stabbed. Yeah, we'll join him. Ooh, did you see that? I didn't know why I was up for this, but I followed along. The small adventure side of me was very happy with my decision, but the other side of me was questioning me, asking why I did that. Matthew slowly walked through the kitchen, scanning the cupboards and surfaces with a meticulous glare. Is that how you spell meticulous? It was both amusing and slightly frightening to see how serious he could be. All over the Simon doll. Do all of your toys get out of control like this?
No, it's just this one. I don't know why. All my other toys are okay.
Oh my god, Matthew, your voice is crackling so much. Other toys? Matthew nodded, stopping his search to look at me. Oh, the music.
That's what I do. Make toys. I made them for my mother all the time back in the Abyssal Plains, to help her cope with her position.
Position? Her position?
She's the fourth wife of my birth father. Each of us have a different mother, and all of them, except for Damien's, are queens. My mom, though, hates sharing, so I distracted her with toys.
Yo, so they're princes. Wait, did we establish? I think we established this already. It's been a little while since I played, so I don't really remember. I didn't know what to say. A demon with multiple wives seems natural, but I guess because I was human, I felt the twinge of disgust run through my veins nonetheless. Still, it was adorable how Matthew tried to cheer his mom up with his abilities. It's such a specific ability. It's like, what's your superpower? Damien's like, oh, I can read minds, and then Matthew's like, I make toys. I was then suddenly reminded of my grandfather and how he made toys all the time for kids. Matthew's power to make small toys instantly would have been so useful to my grandfather. I shook my head and began to search for Simon again. Let's keep looking for Simon. Matthew nodded before joining in. I felt like I was in a comedy mystery looking for a child's toy instead of a murder weapon. Come out, you fluffy bunny killer thing.
Come on out, creepy thing.
Its name is Simon. Matthew ignored my statement and began to slowly open the cupboard, sifting through the inside contents. I decided to follow suit, starting at the opposite end of the kitchen. Matthew, what do we do if we find him?
We stick him back in my pocket. And,
Can you, like, disintegrate him? I looked to Matthew, waiting for him to finish replying. However, he kept his eyes to the ground, trying to answer my question and remaining in thought. I continued to search the cupboards, unsure now if this plan was going to go anywhere. Why was I even doing this? Simon Tabby was a...
Ah!
Oh my god. That scared me. What the? Matthew and I scanned the kitchen frantically, searching for the source of the laugh. Oh my god, Simon Tabby is alive.
I knew that thing was evil!
Suddenly everything went black.
Ah!
Who turned out the lights? I gripped to... The sentence is so weird. I gripped to the nearby counter, not wanting to hit anything or fall in the darkness. There were no windows, so the room was almost completely pitch black. I could hear skittering across the floor like a rat rushing to escape with its cheese in mouth. I instantly jumped in fear before suddenly being pushed to the ground. Oh my god, it's so creepy. The little, like, demon bunny toy is alive.
Ah! Watch out!
I felt myself hit the ground with a body over top of me. Two hands were slammed beside my head onto the tile floor, stopping the person above me from crushing me.
Hey, are you okay?
No thanks to you. I mean, yeah, I am. I glared up at Matthew, letting the situation sink in. We were looking for a doll, and now we were on the ground. What broke my thoughts was a flash of gold running across Matthew's eyes. I could feel heat radiate from his body, but the air was tense and his body was almost shaky. Matthew, are you okay?
I, I
I heard him gulp, answering my question. He wasn't okay, I could tell, but he wasn't moving. Isn't that like a sign that he's not okay? Like he's not okay, and he's also not moving. Not like he wasn't okay, I could tell, but he wasn't moving. Matthew?
sorry. I,
Soon a golden glow covered Matthew's eyes. I expected to feel warmth in my body from an upcoming spell. Oh, sucking out the energy? But I felt nothing. Something was wrong.
I need you to, I need you to push me off. I...
Sounds so awkward. From the sound of his voice, he was desperate to get up and off me. Why couldn't he move, though? Then it hit me. Matthew? Do you need energy?
I do. But
Matthew shut his eyes, trying to hide his golden gaze from me. He didn't want to take my energy? Why? Was he ashamed to? So, when they're low on energy, they glow? What? Um, wait, so what just happened? Was he ashamed to take my energy? Kiss him or push him off? I don't judge me for choosing this one. You all want to see this one anyways. I know it. You perverts. If he needed energy, if he needed energy, I was willing to give it. I gently grabbed Matthew's face and tilted his head to angle with mine, leaning in closer to him. I brought my face and lips up to his and kissed him deeply. Wow, this escalated really quickly. I didn't know if this would help, but it was how he got energy before. I shut my eyes, waiting for the draining feeling to reappear in my body. Alternatively, couldn't he just have like touched her hand? They said that works too. Matthew didn't move, nor did I feel energy drain from me. I opened my eyes and saw Matthew staring wide-eyed at me but unmoving. He was unsure of what to do, and I had silenced him in confusion. I pulled away and spoke. I want to give you some of my energy. You've used a lot of it, and I'm sure that the energy you took from me was only used for healing. Let me help you.
I, mean, I don't.
Matthew, if you don't want my energy, just tell me, but I'm offering it to you if you do. All of a sudden, I felt that familiar feeling of warmth run through my body. That didn't take very much to convince him, did it? I felt my body slightly heat up as Matthew wrapped an arm around my body and pulled my body tighter to his. Matthew grew a lustful gaze before bringing a hand up to cup the back of my neck. I feel like the next part's gonna be really embarrassing. Whoa. Before I knew it, Matthew pulled me into a gentle but passionate kiss. Heat erupted through my body as his kiss slowly and almost timidly got deeper. Matthew kept an arm around my waist while I rested my hands on his chest. I'm just like trying to picture this strange position that they're in. The energy from my body was slowly draining in the kiss, making me feel light and warm. It was almost pitiful how comfortable and how willing I was in the situation. Yeah, she's become perverted. Still, I held no regrets. No regrets. I was enjoying every bit of this kiss. Matthew was full of surprises. As childish as he was, he definitely was proving to be a man while he was kissing me. It was a great kiss, I guess. Matthew wasn't forceful, but his kiss was deep and passionate, and it felt almost magical. Because it is. It's literally taking energy out of your face. It was how I imagined the first kiss to be like, except with energy drain. Soon, though, the energy drain stopped, and Matthew gently pulled his face away to end the kiss. Gochusou-sama deshita. I stared up at him as we both panted for air. I had never kissed like that before. It's not like you're so experienced. Like, you just had your first kiss like 3 days ago? I had never kissed like that before, and I was so lost in the moment that I had forgotten how to breathe. Matthew moved a strand of hair from my face to behind my ear, eyes still full of desire. Matthew stared silently at me, unsure of what to say. However, I could tell that he was full, yet yearning. His eyes are not glowing in this picture, though. I'm slightly disappointed. I could feel the hold of his mind-altering spell fade away, but I still felt hot. Oh my gosh. Something told me that I wanted more, but at the same time, I wasn't sure if I truly did want to give any more. Come on, MC, we know yous want it. Oh. Stop or keep going. Stop. Keep going. Keep going. What? They never explain what that little heart thing is supposed to mean in this corner here. I opened the opportunity, and I was enjoying it as much as he was. I wanted more, and I was going to let him keep going. I wanted to keep going. I leaned up and kissed him again. Matthew gasped against my lips, but continued to kiss back. It was like, yeah, okay. I could feel him pull on the tail of my bow, releasing it and following his hand off from around my neck. He moved the ribbon to his pocket. He just stole our ribbon. Before gently unbuttoning it. Before gently unbuttoning the top. Okay, I can't read it. He moved the ribbon to his pocket before gently unbuttoning the top 2 buttons of my blouse. This is getting intense, guys. The desire in my body drove me insane, forcing a moan to escape from my lips as he ran kisses down. Whoops. I can't even read correctly. I can't brain right now because this is so. The desire in my body drove me insane, forcing a moan to escape my lips as he ran kisses from my lips down to my exposed neck. Oops, I keep pushing the wrong button. As he began to ravish my neck and shoulder in hot kisses, I leaned my head back and let a pleasureful, is that a word? Pleasureful sigh escape my lips. Matthew was ruthless in his passionate kisses on my skin. Matthew didn't stop touching and kissing me, making more moans and gasps rush out my mouth into the open air. He may have been full, but he was as hot as I was. We're just 2 hot people. I couldn't even comprehend how much time we spent making out. I was lost in the pleasure. Does she mean I was so lost in the pleasure that I didn't care? Call it sinful, but I didn't care. I loved it. His touch, his kiss, his heat. I desired it beyond anything at that moment. Even as he lowered his kisses to... Ah! Even as he lowered his kisses down my chest to just above my bra. Someone's gonna walk in. My heart was beating wildly in my chest. Something about Matthew intrigued me immensely. But something made my heart quicken for him. It couldn't have been love. OMC. It couldn't have been love, but it was too passionate to be lust. But so is he still draining her energy at this time? Let's continue. I like this music though. It's kind of cool. What was it? However, I began to feel dizzy. Oh, okay. I guess he was still taking her energy. Out the face. Seeing the ceiling start to spin almost wildly, I gripped to Matthew's shoulders. She grips to everything. She's like a koala. I gripped to Matthew's shoulders, trying to signal him to stop, but my mind faded to black before I could let out another sound. And the last sound was... I felt good. I didn't care that I blacked out. I was warm and fuzzy in the darkness. I never knew indulging in that kind of passion would be that good. I now just waited to awaken, hopefully in a good way. My eyes eventually fluttered open, adjusting to the sight around me. I felt familiar silks underneath me, letting me know that I was in my bed. I slowly sat up, stretching from the tiredness that still lingered. I felt a very soft pain on my neck and shoulders. Did he bite you? I could feel my swollen lips. Why are they swollen? Pulse gently and healing. Why do you need healing? However, when I looked down at my body, I saw that my shirt had been pulled back up and rebuttoned as if nothing had happened between me and Matthew. I was just missing my ribbon. Do you keep it? Before I could, or before I turned to get out of bed, though, I spotted my ribbon on the pillow beside the one I slept on. It was tied around Simon Tabby, the murderous doll. It was tied around Simon Tabby in a nice bow with a note. Wait, I thought Simon Tabby was alive. It laughed. I'm so disturbed. Okay, it was tied around Simon Tabby with a nice bow with a small note attached to it. I gently slipped the note from the tie and opened it to read it.
I'm really, really, really sorry. I didn't mean for it to go that far. Please forgive me?
Ah. I stared at the note, letting a small smile grace my lips. He went too far. I enjoyed it a lot. It was cute though to imagine him thanking me for something that we both did and enjoyed. Somehow MC has suddenly turned into like I'm not even sure what the words are. I brought the note to my chest, letting the memories of our makeout meeting, fled my mind. I indulged myself too, Matthew. I wonder, like, because Damien can read people's minds, like, how far does he have to be? Or, like, how close does he have to be to read your mind? Like, I wonder if he's getting all this right now. I looked to the time out of curiosity. The large white numbers on my phone showed 5:31 p.m. Yikes, 4 hours of being knocked out, and I still feel tired. It was Sunday, so I was allowed to sleep longer if I wanted to. So she did. The remainder of the night passed by, surprisingly uneventful. The boys continued to train with each other, but were kind enough to stop and make me dinner. I was glad for that. Unsurprisingly, the food was perfect, but felt a little empty without the boys to eat with me. You mean specifically Matthew? They most likely had already eaten, but still, I felt lonely. I needed more kissy time. I couldn't let it bother me. I ate and went back to my room to study and sleep. Surprisingly, I felt good going to bed that night. I felt like I could have a peaceful sleep after the previous rough nights I had. I felt good. I drifted to sleep and woke up almost flawlessly the next morning. Flawlessly! No grogginess, no aches, perfectly energized and bright-eyed. Can I have what she's having? Like, I would love to wake up like that. Hashtag I woke up like this. Man, how long has it been since I got that much good sleep? I looked to my alarm clock. I even woke up 10 minutes before my alarm. She's just on the ball today. Well, hey, I must be lucky today. Karma owed me some luck. After all I had gone through in merely a handful of days, I deserved to get some good luck. Ecstatic for the day ahead, I turned off my alarms before they could ring and got dressed. However, my phone started to quickly buzz from an incoming text. Huh? Who's texting me this early?
Yo, Anderson! You're carpooling with us from now on. We're not letting you waste your money on a bus. Get ready and be at your gate at 7 stat.
Oh my god, these kids start school early. Either that or their school is like in the next city. I smiled. My friends were the best. I couldn't drive yet, and I didn't have a car. I only have like this gigantic mansion. So it was awesome that my friends would let me carpool. I checked the time, 6:30. Perfect. I can eat some breakfast before they come. I packed my bag and carried it downstairs towards the kitchen. As I entered the dining room, I saw a plate with eggs, toast, and bacon. Bacon and eggs. This is Bay. Love Bay. I saw a plate with Bay sitting on the table. A fresh steaming cup of A fresh steaming cup of coffee sat next to the plate with the sugar and creamer on the side. I walked to the table and couldn't believe what I was seeing. Who made this? As I spoke aloud, a small red note caught my attention. Have a good day. Yours. Oh! My heart skipped a beat as I finished. I could tell it was from one of the boys. Maybe it was from him? Most likely. I smiled before putting the note in my bag and eating up. The food was so delicious, I devoured every amazing bite. Ah, man, this game is making me so hungry. I looked to the time. Time to go. I like really want some bacon and eggs now. I quickly rushed to the doors, checking myself in the passing mirror. I wasn't wanting to impress anyone, but I still needed to look decent. Yes, MC, we don't want to look like a hobo. Oh, the music startled me for some reason. I like, there hadn't been music for so long, I like forgot there was music. Before I could reach, the English is amazing. Before I could reach the handle of the door, however, someone took my hand. Huh? Oh, it's Matthew. I turned to see Matthew, who was holding my hand back with a concerned frown on his face. It's, aw, don't go to school. Stay here with me.
My name.
Your name? Your name?
My true name isn't Matthew. I want you to know my real name. If something were to happen.
Okay. His true name? What did he mean? Why was he telling me this now? I remembered reading about a demon's name from the journal I read yesterday. If you knew a demon's true name, you could summon them to you, no matter where you were or where they were. Aw, he's gonna protect me. Matthew gently pulled me to him, and leaned close to whisper in my ear.
My name is Zekeru.
Zekeru. Did I say that right? Zekeru. As he said his name, I could feel it lock into my memory. Something in my head would make sure I would never forget it. Your brain. Matthew pulled away and smiled at me, despite still carrying worry in his eyes.
If you are in any danger, call my name. I promise that I'll come and help you.
Aw, thank you, Bay. I stared up at Matthew, unable to say anything. I could only nod in response. Matthew smiled before releasing my hand and heading into the dining room. Something told me that name would be used eventually. And right on cue, Naomi drove up to the gates with Suzu waving me down. I rushed out the door and we headed to school talking about the homework and the coming day. Alright, so I think I'm going to end it here. Hope you enjoyed that, and hopefully the sound worked a lot better than the last time I recorded this, so I will see you guys next time.